There's a confidence that fills you immediately. And from that day when I started doing that, I've been having a peaceful night. I'm sleeping peacefully, and my relationship with the Father is also increasing day by day. So this talking to the Father, this relationship with the Father is what helps you in every situation of your life, not only the spiritual side of your life, everyday problems you go through, everyday situations you go through. If you want to do something and you don't know how to do it, if nobody else around you is able to help you, your daddy up above is all ready to help you with it. So in my personal life and my everyday life, relationship played a very huge role. It changed my entire lifestyle. So if you the earliest struggle in my life, if I have to say, was fear. So when I was really small, the fear of darkness used to be, it used to haunt me every night. It's not only night, like the fear of closed doors. So whenever I go to sleep, or whenever the light is off, when I was really small, I used to cry, so that I always wanted the door to be open and the tube light should be always on when I go to sleep. So because if the door is closed or if the light is on and the room is dark, I feel like there is something around me, and the fear used to be so much that there are days when I used to put the pillow over my face and I used to cry under it, because the fear used to be too much for me to handle during those smaller days. And as I started growing up, the same fear which I had for darkness also kept growing. So then every time I used to get scared, I used to cry. So there were times when I used to be taken to pastors to be prayed over, so that this fear would leave me and stuff like that. So it's and the thing is that the people around you will never be able to understand the fear you have been going through. And whenever I try to explain to people about the fear of darkness which I have, they laugh many times, but only you know the amount of intensity of pain you're going through because of that pain, because of that fear, and that that disturbance in your mind. You spend a lot of sleepless nights. So these were the things which I were going through. And once I started to grow up, I desperately wanted an help out of this fear, because I used to dread nights. Like whenever the day was going to get over, I would the second part of the day I never used to feel happy, because always the thing that, okay, night is going to come, then I'll be put into bed and the lights will be off. So this thing always kept haunting me. So I wanted a desperate clear, or I wanted to get out of this problem of having this fear every time. So it's not that only I am having a fear, everybody has a fear about one thing or the other. Like there are situations in your life where there are two options kept between you. One, if you choose one option, you're going to hit a high point in your life, and the other option, you're going to become so low. So that time there's a fear, like what if I choose the wrong option, then what will become of me? These are the problems that many grown up people are facing nowadays. A lot of people are facing the fear of choice and all that. So as you may all know, nobody else will be able to understand the fear that you're going through. So this is the point where you want somebody who will be able to understand your fear, and somebody who will be able to relieve you of that fear too. So I then, after that, after some time, my mother started attending this Bible college, and every day during dinner or during lunch, or any time that we sit together as a family, she shares something from what she learnt and all that. But the thing is that I wasn't a very spiritual kid or holy kid all that sometime. But when she used to speak about the aspect of fear, she used to tell how easy it is to get rid of fear and all that. That used to mean so much to me. So that from that time, every day I used to think, what if I just grasp that topic, and what if I could use it in my everyday life and get rid of this fear? How happy I will be, how peaceful I will be. These were the thoughts which were these were the thoughts which I was feeling when she used to share these truths about this fear and all that. And there are times when I my mom and dad used to tell me, like, when we move to another house, you and that is me and my sister will be given a separate room. Like, I don't tell it out that I don't want it, because I think that people will think that I'm a big coward who's always scared of all this. So I never used to tell, but every night I used to dread, like, oh my god, I always want to sleep with my parents, I don't want a separate room and all these. So these were the fears which I used to go through. So I wanted a clear out of this. That's when my mom started bringing in these truths from the Bible college, and that time I wanted a clear desperately. So I started sitting and reading the Bible. That time I started listening to the messages which my mother used to listen. So because not this was I was listening to all these only because I wanted to get out of this fear. So once I started listening to these truths, once I started hearing this good news, that's how I was able to get relieved of this, and I'll be sharing it to you now. And sometimes maybe this term called relationship may sound very complicated to some of you. Maybe some of you are not able to grasp that maybe that big word or something, but I would say that relationship is just knowing God as your dad or your father, who's always with you, who's always able to help you in everything you do. So as you see, sometimes when you say God, people keep him in a standard. They even in the Bible during those days, God was sacred, nobody could go talk to him directly. So these are the things that people imagine of God. But if you have to see, when Jesus came down to this earth, the first thing that happened was that the veil which was there in the temple was torn down into half. So that was, the veil was kept because the normal people were not allowed to talk to God or communicate with God directly. So there has to be the specially anointed priest who used to go to God, ask him whatever the people are going through, and then they come and give the answer. So this was why the veil was kept. And when Jesus died on the cross, the veil tore, because that time God established a personal connection or a communication between him and you. So he wants to be like your father. Like, whenever you're struggling, he's so sad, because he knows that only if you come to him, you're going to get the answer, you are going to be peaceful. So just understanding God as this close friend, close dad, or whoever is very close to you, so that you go to him for everything. So this is what that relationship with the father means, and this is one of the understanding God as the dad is becoming very difficult for believers nowadays. So if you see, so again we'll come back to this thing of fear, which I used to deal with, so I can kind of speak about it really well. So this fear, so that why do you get fear is when you're in that situation, you don't know what to do, you feel like that situation is taking over you, you feel like you're sinking, you don't know any way out, so you don't, and you can't even ask another person for help. So this is why fear is a very a very powerful agent in one person's lives. So if you think about how this relationship with the father helps you out of this fear and or every bondage that you're going through is, so if you take your earthly father, you have been tell you're in a fix or you're in a problem, you don't know what to do. So then suddenly there's this thought which comes to you, okay, I have a father at home, if I go ask him, he's going to give me the solution. So that one moment you'll be feeling so much of fear, you won't know what to do, you're in a problem and all that, but the second you think that you have a father at home who can solve this for you, the peace that overtakes your heart is you can't imagine the peace that overtakes your heart. So that is why that's the same with the Heavenly Father. When if you're scared of the light, the truth, when you're scared of the darkness, the truth that your daddy is the father of light, then what should you be afraid of? So whenever I am in bed, if suddenly the fear takes over me, I tell the devil, or I tell the fear straight to its face. I'm like, you cannot do anything to me. My daddy is the father of light, so I need not be scared of anything. And I have to tell you that there's a confidence that fills you immediately. And from that day when I started doing that, I've been having I've been having a peaceful night. I'm sleeping peacefully, and my relationship with the Father is also increasing day by day. So, this talking to the Father, this relationship with the Father is what helps you in every situation of your life, not only the spiritual side of your life, everyday problems you go through, everyday situations you go through. If you want to do something and you don't know how to do it, if nobody else around you is able to help you, your daddy up above is all ready to help you with it. So this is the relationship which I am talking about, that you have to enjoy with your uh, daddy God.